Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl, Kelly Beth's Journey. Welcome Journey Crew. And in today's video, I am going to be doing a get ready with me / story time. Before we get started, like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications when you know every time I post a brand new video. Now let's get into this video. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with this, and then I'm gonna start off with, which is my foundation. It's a multi-glow foundation. I got it at Rite Aid. So yeah, I'm gonna so a story time. I'm gonna do a story time on how I snuck out of my house at the age of 14. I know I have been kind of procrastinating on telling the story. Yeah, I've been like procrastinating, but I was 14. I think my mom was like asleep. I don't know like where she was, but I know my brothers were asleep as well. I think one of my brothers was at home, and then the other ones were like, I think they were like asleep. So, not really, if I'm all over the place, like just bear with me because it's my first time doing like a story time on camera. And yeah, so, and I'm not gonna put on lashes. This is gonna be like a natural look of makeup because I'm not gonna go anywhere like I did yesterday. Yesterday I went to a baby shower. My aunt's, like one of my aunts, I guess, baby shower. But yeah, got my concealer here. Need to go get more of that. Let's see. So then I think I put this one first, and then this one. It's like I'm all over the place here, so don't mind how I do my makeup. I just do it how I want to do it. Nobody taught me how to do my makeup. Like, I taught myself. By the way, I've never really worn makeup. So, yeah. Until like a couple of years ago, I started like wearing makeup. I started getting it more into makeup. But where did my story time become my makeup? Back to my story time. I was like 14 when I snuck out, and I'm not gonna say, well, she was a close friend of mine that I had in high school. Wasn't really, like, I guess she wasn't really my best friend, but I guess I considered her my best friend at the time. But yeah, she basically told me to, like, she wanted to go to like this boy's house or whatever, He wanted to go to this boy's house. Mind you, oh, my camera, the tripod almost fell. Mind you, the boy that she wanted to go see was my ex-boyfriend, I should say. Like, I was like in junior high. I was like 14. She basically wanted to go like see him. Yeah, it was really like crazy, I guess I could say. She did want to go see him. We were gonna go. I had these shoes that were like about this thick. I don't have them anymore. They're like sandals. She was wearing sandals. They were this thick. They were mine. I don't know why I had sandals that thick, but I don't know. But and I was wearing like shoes. Like, I don't know what type of shoes I was wearing, but I was wearing shoes, and I literally was like, it was, mind you, it was like at maybe 12 midnight when I was like doing this. Like, we could have, I don't know, there could have been coyotes, there could have been like, anything could have happened. Like, anything could have happened. But I kind of told her, like, I live by a canal. Like, my street is like just straight. It's like just straight. It's crazy because like it was like a long ass walk. And yeah, it was like a really long ass walk. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what she was thinking. Basically, like, I was like getting tired by the end of the walk. It was like a long walk, I guess I should say. And there was like not a highway, but it's called a 120. I guess it's a highway. We crossed the highway onto another side, and there's the canal. So like, we kept on walking, and at a stop sign, I told her if we could turn back because my feet were getting tired. Mind you, it was almost gonna be 1 o'clock in the morning when we did this. It was crazy. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to like do my eyebrows. I'm gonna have to get back to you guys on that. Sorry guys, I had to do my eyebrows off camera. But where was I? Oh yeah. So like, we walked all the way down to like a stop sign, and I told her that my feet were like hurting, like if we could walk back, because it's gonna take like a while for us to like walk to this person's house, like to this mind you, this boy, like, I went out with him like in maybe junior high, but like I literally like I don't know, like, his house was like really far, like from like, it was like maybe like a 15-minute drive, but it was gonna take us a while to like get to his house because like we were walking. So like it was gonna take us some time, and it was really crazy. But finally we went back home. Nobody noticed that we left. That's kind of I don't know. It's kind of crazy because nobody noticed that we left to this person's house, or to this boy's house. I was like, literally, I was like 14. I was like 14 when, it's like, I was still young, and something could have like literally happened. That's why parents should always keep an eye out to what their kids are doing, because yeah. But depending on the parent, like, you can't be too strict on the kid, because sometimes the kid could like end up keeping things from you. You cannot be too strict on the kid. Be strict, but not too strict, to the point where like the kid ends up keeping things from you, and then you don't know what's gonna, like, you don't know, like, you know what I mean? You don't know, like, what to do if something happens, I guess. I could say it like that. Can't be too strict, because I know when my mom was too strict, I became more rebellious because of how she was. And then she realized that she was being too strict, because I started keeping things from her. Can't really be too strict. And then I also am stubborn. And stuff. But yeah, and I was gonna use, I wasn't gonna use eyeliner. I was just gonna use like mascara and maybe eyeshadow. Yeah, so you can't really be too strict, but I wasn't really like allowed to go out with anybody. I wasn't really allowed to, like, you know, date, I guess. But in a way, once I started getting a little older, that's when I started kind of getting a little bit more rebellious. But yeah, going back to my story time, I don't know what time I got back home. I think I got back home like around maybe 1:30, and then I just crashed. I just crashed in my bed. Like, literally, I just went to sleep because I was tired of walking, because that's what we did. We were like walking, and yeah, And yeah, like she asked me, well, when I told her to go back home, she was like, let's do this, let's do this again tomorrow. I was like, in my head, I was like, no, we are not doing this again tomorrow. It's a no for me. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. It's like, why would I want to go to like my ex's house? Like, because mind you, I wasn't going out with him anymore. I literally like broke up with that boy because like, well, first of all, like I literally, yeah, like I didn't want to go to his house because I broke up with him. Well, because I broke up with him because like my dad didn't want me to be going out with anybody. He wanted me to be focused in school, so like I broke up with him. And why would I want to go to like a boy's house where like he's my ex? Like, no, like, no. So like we went back home. We went back to my house. Like we walked back to my house, and yeah, so we were just like walking back. Oh my gosh, good thing nothing happened. Like I was like kind of like, in a way I was like, what am I doing? Why am I walking to this person's house like in the middle of the night? It was like around 12 o'clock midnight when we started walking, not gonna lie. And then we got back to my house like around maybe 1 or 12:30, I should say. It's pretty crazy. More like story times. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. And that girl, like, well, I mean, she moved. I lost contact with her. I literally like never saw her again. But it was, sometimes you win and you lose friends. But yeah, and like that boy was like, went away. I'm kind of happy I didn't go to his house because like he was an ass. Like he was an ass, like literally. Like he was a total ass. And like when I was like younger. But yeah, it's the end of the story time. It's like I forgot to do the eyebrows, or no, not the eyebrows. I already did my eyebrows. I have eyeshadow and mascara. Okay, so where's my sorry if I'm looking this way. I'm using my phone to record. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but yeah. I do not know what happened to my other... Oh, here it is. Okay. So, that was the end of that story time. It's pretty crazy, right? How a small 14-year-old girl goes out in the middle of the night knowing that anything can happen to her with her friend. Knowing that anything could happen. I have like a lot of story times. Not really good at making stories or telling a story. But my dad told me to go and water the plants, and I'm over here making a video. It's like consistency, I guess, is key. It was like I'm supposed to be watering the plants, and I'm over here making a video. But yeah, and then I'm gonna use mascara to this mascara I got it off of BoxyCharm, I should say. If you saw my BoxyCharm video, I got this Violet Voss Sun-Kissed Summer shadow palette from BoxyCharm. Once I have like more money in the bank, not that I don't have any money in the bank, I do, but just I'll probably buy another BoxyCharm, do a BoxyCharm haul. Yeah, I'll buy a bigger set, I guess. Like trying to do this without poking my eye. I usually use a mirror. I should have a smaller mirror, but I don't have a smaller mirror. I just have that mirror against the wall. I know they have mirrors on Amazon. Never really used my phone to put on mascara. Yes, I already made a mess on my face. get back to you guys when I do my bottom eyelashes. Okay, I am done. I am done here. I'm done doing my job before my dad comes over here. But now I could end this video. So that's the end of today's video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications when you know every time I post a brand new video. And oh no, see how my hair looks? I just need to change my clothes because this is not what I'm gonna wear today, because it is my dad's birthday and we are gonna celebrate it. My sister-in-law and my 2 nephews are gonna be coming and we're gonna be celebrating my dad's birthday. Yesterday I was gonna vlog my aunt's baby shower, but I decided not to because some people don't like being on camera. Some people do not like being on camera. Than other people. Other people, they kind of, you know, some people do like being on camera and some don't, depending on like what the video is, I guess. I don't know, but that I'm gonna cut that out. But yes, I'll see you guys in my next video. Keep your post notifications on so you get notified whenever I post my next video. Peace.